Welcome back to the Dakota Fundraising News Podcast. We are filming today, July 8th, coming back from the 4th of July. Matt Marino is here with me, my colleague. Thanks for joining me.
Of course, Alex, thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
So to jump into it.
Cool. Well, we're just going to get right into it. We're going to start first with some job changes that have occurred recently. A lot moving on in the endowment space. So starting with Georgetown University appointing Kristen Agatone as their CIO for their investment office. This is going to be effective September 15th. Kristen, who previously worked at Lehigh University as their CIO for 9 years, is going to replace Mike Berry, who left Georgetown for Johns Hopkins University. So some CIO changes in the endowment space. That was the only job change we wanted to call out today. Moving on to the next segment, we're going to be touching on some M&A activity in the RIA and financial advisor space. So financial advisor Catherine Clark, who goes by Kate, she registered her firm Cypress Capital as an independent advisory firm that's gotten conditional approval from the SEC. She founded the firm in 2018, but Cypress has previously been affiliated with LPL for a number of years. According to the brochure filed with the SEC, Cypress will maintain a relationship with LPL, along with Charles Schwab, Betterment, and SCI Investments, recommending the firm as a broker-dealer or custodian for client investment management assets. Additionally, it said some of its representatives will also be registered with LPL. The firm is owned jointly by Clark, who's the managing member, as well as advisor Aaron McCarthy. Another one to call out here, Tony Brown, who's a veteran financial advisor, registered Stanford, Connecticut-based advisory Abundant Wealth Management as an independent RIA. The firm previously was affiliated with TLG Advisors. They've received conditional approval from the SEC. The team also includes Brendan Azoff as investment advisor representative and David Stein. And then one more to call out. Omaha, Nebraska-based Carson Group agreed to acquire affiliated practice Jacob William Advisory, which will be the $42 billion RIA's 28th wholly owned office. This Maryland-based affiliate, which manages around $300 million in assets, is led by founding partner and wealth advisors Mark Ring and Dan Morrison. Its roster also includes partner and wealth advisor Christina Snyder, along with advisors David Hodnett and Matthew Rajville. The terms of this deal were not disclosed in the SEC filings. Matt, I'll pass it to you to kind of talk about what's going on in the search world.
Perfect. Yeah, thank you. And all the M&A activity, you can track that in Marketplace. Sign up for our daily news email as well. So if you're not already receiving that, reach out to myself, Alex, and our team. We'll get you signed up right away. But two searches to call out. One is for Chicago Teachers Pension Fund. Oddly enough, was actually out in Chicago a couple weeks ago for the first time. Beautiful city. But they just dropped a real estate RFP looking to allocate $50 million in assets, specifically on the real estate side. Core, value add, opportunistic is what they're going to be looking at. Minimum size of the fund and strategy, it needs to be $200 million in assets. For the capital investment, can be debt and or equity. And then the subscription period open until the end of 2025 or later. So just some breakdowns there of the funds that they're looking for. And they have announced with this search that they're looking to allocate right around 30 to 50 million for one manager. And one more thing to note with the plan, Chicago Teachers, they do use Cowen as a consultant. The other one to call out is for Plymouth County Retirement Association. They use Makita from a consulting standpoint, and they are looking for a hedge fund or liquid alts product. Some details to really dive into here. One, the amount, looking to allocate right around 30 million. The deadline for the RFP is quickly approaching. That is going to be July 16th. So within a week. And then the board members of the Plymouth County Retirement Association are seeking proposals from managers of a diversifying hedge fund strategy. And the search is being conducted in an effort to comply with PERAC's 7-year investment vendor regulation. As mentioned, they're looking to allocate 30 million and the board has approximately 30 million currently invested in the asset class. So looking to increase that from a hedge fund standpoint, long short, directional long short credit, trend following and managed futures, tail risk, long volatility, they will not be considered during this search. So just note that if you do fall kind of in the hedge fund liquid alt space, just to kind of check off some there.
Thanks for going over those. We, on our research team here at Dakota, we're going to be putting out a quarterly institutional allocation report, kind of going over trends and insights from things like this. Hedge funds specifically, I think we're seeing a big uptick there given all the volatility in the equity markets. So we'll probably see some more hedge fund searches in the future.
Right on. And where can you find that? Is that the Learning Center on the website?
It'll be on the Dakota Learning Center. You might see it through your email. You'll see it on our website as well, where you can download it. Any more insights you want to see from us, reach out to Matt and myself, and we can talk about it.
Sweet. We'll keep it going into investments. Don't think we have any recent allocations for hedge fund products, but just a couple to call out here. The first, starting with San Francisco ERS. As of right now, the plan oversees $41 billion. They're working with Wilshire and Cowen from a consulting standpoint. But a few things to note for recent allocations. They did allocate $75 million to Strategic Partners Infrastructure Fund 4. They also allocated $50 million to Stripes Fund 7. That's on the private equity side there. And then Artemis Real Estate Partners, their healthcare Fund 3, real estate core plus strategy, also received $60 million. So close to, if my math suits me right, around $185 million in capital allocated from San Fran ERS very recently. Let's go. Woo. Another one to call out, City of Jacksonville Police and Fire, overseeing right around $2.7 billion in assets, using RVK as a consultant there. They announced one recent investment that is to Artemis Healthcare Fund 3, which we just mentioned. So 2 tickets there for the Fund 3 for Artemis. Congrats to them. No easy feat. $15 million also going to Fund 3 there on the healthcare side.
Awesome. Appreciate the update there. Now to wrap up the show, we'll just talk about some fundraising updates. So Houston-based Arroyo Energy Investment Partners, they raised over $1 billion at the final close of their 4th fund. This is across their main fund and so some affiliated investment vehicles, probably some co-investment vehicles there. Their strategy, they focus on power and energy infrastructure assets across North America and Chile. They received commitments for the fund, including Colorado Fire and Police Pension Association. That's coming from Dakota Data. Another one to call out, San Francisco-based Greenoaks. They secured $2.5 billion in capital commitments through their oversubscribed fundraise. That's their 6th venture capital fund. One more is the energy and commodity trading company Vitol and credit investment firm Breakwall Capital. They set up a credit fund that's going to provide financing to mining companies in the Americas. The Valor Mining Credit Partners will support companies seeking alternative financing for debt refinancing, acquisitions, and expansions. So some interesting movement there in the fund launches and fund closes side of things. So that's all the content we wanted to cover today, just to give everyone watching some updates on where we're going to be, some upcoming Dakota Cocktail events we want to call out. On July 15th, we will be in Denver, Colorado at the Clayton Hotel and Members Club.
Yep. I'll be out there for that one. So if you're in town, shoot me a note.
Keep an eye on this for this handsome guy. July 21st, we'll be in Washington, D.C. at Hotel Washington. July 30th, we'll be in Boston at Boston Harbor Hotel. And then in the fall, September 23rd, we will be in Paris, France at the Ritz Paris. I think that's the first time stop there.
First time in Paris. Yeah. Been to London a handful of times, but for Paris, yeah. First time we'll be there.
Awesome. So keep a lookout for us at those events and tune in next time for the next edition of the Fundraising Podcast. Thanks so much for listening.
Yeah. Thanks, Alex. Thanks, everyone.
This episode is brought to you by Dakota Marketplace. Are you tired of constantly jumping between multiple databases and channels to find the right investment opportunities? Introducing Dakota Marketplace, the comprehensive institutional and intermediary database built by fundraisers for fundraisers. With Dakota Marketplace, you'll have access to all channels and asset classes in one place, saving you time and streamlining your fundraising process. Say goodbye to the frustration of searching through multiple databases, websites, Form ADVs, and say hello to a seamless and efficient fundraising experience. Sign up now and see the difference Dakota Marketplace can make for you. Visit dakota.com/Dakota-Marketplace today.